past. I know a lot of my listeners and a lot of people were kind of waiting for me to release a podcast, do something, and I haven't really known what to do. I wasn't, work and podcasting and doing any of that. That's not been my priority. My head's really been at like, okay, taking care of the family and my kids and trying to just come to, I don't know, just find a way to digest what's kind of happened. So my father passed away in England on July 22nd at around 10 o'clock in the morning, UK time. I was in Los Angeles. I'd been back in LA for about a week. I came after my dad's show in Birmingham. I stuck around, hung out for a week with the family at the house, my kids, and it was a really amazing week. It was really actually some really interesting things happened that allowed that week to happen. We were scheduled, my family and I were scheduled to go on vacation on the 7th of July. We were supposed to go to Portugal right after the gig. But my kids all got sick. They all had a stomach virus, and it was really gross. And so we canceled the trip, and we just hung out at our family house in England for a week. And it was awesome. It was sunny. My dad was in an amazing mood. He was really happy every day. He was opening up the newspaper and seeing different reviews and different stories from the Back to the Beginning show. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. I kind of look back on that now and I'm so grateful. I've never been so grateful for my kids to have the stomach flu as I am today. I left on the 13th of July. I came home. And my dad was great. He was in a good mood. He was happy. I woke up in Los Angeles to a knock on my house door at around 3:45 in the morning. Someone who's worked for my family for, probably 30 years now was knocking on my door. And when I looked through my window and I saw it was him, I just knew something bad had happened. And I was informed that, my father had passed. Yeah. So I immediately, I don't know, just pain, just sadness and pain, and just so many thoughts. You go through this of like, feeling sad and frustrated and angry, and like this part of you that's like, I have to get there right now. I have to. But there was a level of like, okay, he's not suffering anymore. He's not struggling. And that is something, I wish he was still here. I wish he was, still with us all, but he was having a rough go, and I think people saw that at the show. But no one expected it to happen as quickly as it did, and when it did, it was not anything that was on our radar. I know leading up to it, there was all sorts of stuff going around about my dad being, going to Switzerland and some, was going to euthanize himself, and this was all planned, and this was it was not. Absolutely not. That is categorically untrue and ridiculous, and, my dad had, he was so happy that that he did the show, and he was happy to kind of move into this next phase of his life. He wanted to spend more time in England. He wanted to spend more time with my kids. He wanted to spend more time with just exploring different things. as much as he could. I immediately got ready, when I could. I had a flight. My flight was booked instantly, and I flew to England that day. I mean, right when I got to the airport was when the news broke, and it was like, I mean, text and call and text, like you've never, I mean, I tell you what, I was so grateful though that I was on a plane to where my phone wasn't ringing. I was just getting texts, and so many people reaching out, friends of mine and colleagues, and just, and it's really, that's something that has been really unique about this experience, is as overwhelming as it can be with the outpouring